What is up? I want to chat today. I woke up with this huge feeling of responsibility to speak about the soul, to speak about the spirit, to speak about things that are on more of a metaphysical space. Okay, so I don't know how long this video is going to be. Um, what I do know though is that if you are in for the ride to hear some truth, to hear partly my truth, and to hear a perspective that may um, give you some power, give you some courage in this freak out, this global freak out that we're going through, then stay tuned and drop in with me for 3 deep breaths if you're ready for the journey. Beginning with an exhale, let's get on the same frequency. Inhale, making the sound ah. Next sound is ooh. Inhale. Inhale. Next sound is E. Ah. Oi. Oi, oi, oi. All right. Today is about the spirit. Today is about the soul. And now we're all on the same frequency. We're all, attuned to each other as a collective. I want to start by saying that the spirit and the breath have a really intimate and innate connection. In many cultures, in pretty much all cultures, but in many cultures, the breath is associated with the spirit. Sometimes spoken of in the way that the spirit rides on the breath. It actually rides on the breath, and as long as the breath is around, the spirit is around. This is kind of why that when we are born, we all have that breath of life, which is like, we just come out, mama, doctors like, got the baby. Obviously in the movies it's a little bit more like this, got the baby up. It takes that first breath of life, and that's like the spirit coming into the body. And same as we pass away and the spirit moves on, or whatever it is that you believe happens to the spirit, it's constantly with the breath all the way through our physical existence here. Even in some languages, the spirit and the breath are actually the same word, or they are rooted from the same place. So that's something to kind of begin with, that what breathwork does is very much connects us into our spirit, unrelated to race, color, creed, religion. All of this stuff is out the window. This is a human thing now, that is just here. It's with the breath. We all have it. We're all grateful. We're all blessed with the breath. If we don't have it, then what? Then what? So I would start with that, is that there's a lot of link. And I'll also open up and say, like, this is a subject that I've resisted really to speak about, but it's a very vital part of the breath, and the breath is what I do. So I feel it is my responsibility to take accountability to speak about this, because breathwork is a spiritual experience. Now, outside of the breath, when we kind of move into what's happening with the spirit right now, we are literally with our spirit in this planet. It's really easy to see that love and fear are the two polar opposites right now. Literally, love and fear. We have one or we have the other. And the funny thing is, let me just show you as an example. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, we have this band, right? And this band is a circle. And it's interesting because this band is a circle, yeah? But now when we apply this tension to it, right now we have tension. In our life experience on the planet, there's tension. And now the top line and the bottom line seem like two separate lines because of tension, right? And the top line we can say is love, and the bottom line we can say is fear. And the thing is, they are resisting each other. But as soon as it snaps, we're all going to realize that it's all from the same source, the love and the fear. It's all from the same oneness. But when we apply tension, it seems like there's separation, but there's truly no separation. And one of my really amazing friends told me yesterday, and it really touched me in my heart, which is that we are a whole thing, body, mind, spirit, body, mind, soul. A part of this whole thing. And that touched me a lot, because we are literally that. We are connected intimately to this planet, and this planet is healing, so therefore we are healing. And as much as maybe there's a virus out, in terms of the rest of the world, like the physical Mama Earth, the physical, the trees, the atmosphere, the birds, animals, they're all coming into a different kind of harmony, because we as in the human collective, were displacing that harmony. So there's actually a lot of healing happening. And now, healing can take place on many levels. And I won't go into that because that's another kind of video. But what I will say is, this kind of experience that we are in as humans will either damper the spirit, or it will build spiritual fortitude. And I learned this word fortitude, I don't know, maybe 7 years ago, by C.T. Fletcher. He's like a bodybuilder, and what he speaks about is fortitude. And fortitude is almost this internal willpower to push forward through challenge, okay? And what's been interesting about that is that we are building this fortitude right now. This spiritual warrior is coming out, and spiritual warrior is all to do with this. Have you got heart? Have you got chest? Or have you got heart? It's different. Have you got chest or have you got heart? It is different. Because if you just got chest, that ain't gonna take you that far. Couple push-ups and thing. Couple push-ups and that. Have you got heart though? That's different. And this is giving you a little bit of background on me and my physical body, my physical experience. Shout outs to Forever Wham, because I wouldn't be where I am today without Forever Wham. Wham is work hard and maintain. They're the brethren that I grew up with in London who showed me this calisthenics vibe and how to dig deep in myself to work out, basically. And we were practicing spiritual fortitude as a community, even if we knew it or didn't know it, it was happening. Yeah, and you know, this develops something very powerful that all indigenous warriors knew about. Yeah, is that it comes from here. It comes from here. Now, I don't really train as hard as I used to, right? I used to train really hard with my boys, with these kings back in London, right? But now, I don't train as hard. I have one boy, one of the kings here in Kuwait, and his name is Mus, yeah? And when we train, like Mus trains every single day, maybe 1,000 reps he does a day. He's hardcore, right? And I do not do that. I breathe, yeah? Every day, what I'll say I'm doing is breathing. And you know, I move my body every day, and I hang here and there. But there's something that gets developed from the breath, which is spiritual fortitude. And you see, imagine with me now. Imagine warriors. Imagine, let's take ourselves to the Maori tribe. If you've seen the haka before, and these guys, when they're doing the haka, they are deep in their knees, and the breath is moving off them. They're vocalizing with their face. They're letting the breath leave their body, letting the spirit move, and this is some kind of fortitude that's happening here, and this is all allowing the breath to express. So, being from, as I speak about Mus, why did I speak about my boy Mus? I spoke about my boy Mus because when I train with him, we train until the end. We train, it doesn't matter if I haven't worked out for 6 weeks or 8 weeks or 1 week. There's a spiritual fortitude that carries me through the workout with him. That without using this on an egoic level, not many people can keep up with Mus in a workout, right? And I'm not saying that I lift the same as him, but the intensity that he works at, I'm with him all the way. And that's because it's deeper than just the body. Yeah, muscles are it's just surface. It's just surface. Well, how much heart you got? How much heart do we have? How much heart do we have to push forward through the challenge? Ah, man. Yeah. So, yeah, lots happening this morning. Lots happening. And I back to the indigenous part of things. I feel with the breath, as it is a spiritual experience, we all end up having some kind of realization around the idea that we are intimately connected with Mother Nature, we are intimately connected with the planet. John F. Kennedy said we are all breathing the same air, okay? We are all breathing the same air. We are connected. The air you're breathing is the same air I'm breathing. Ain't no different. It might just be how I'm breathing it, how I'm taking it in, but it's all the same. Now, here we come into the essence. The essence is that our spirit can open up if we open up our lungs. And it's as simple as that. You know, for me, being from the African diaspora, that's like my lineage is the African diaspora, and in the African diaspora, you know, 400 years ago, Africans were taken in the transatlantic slave trade. And I'm not going to go too deep in that, although it deserves a deep conversation. It deserves a deep conversation. I won't go too deep in it, but what I'll say is that in this indigenous energy that we all have, ancestors can become a big thing, because these are in our physical bloodline, these are souls that have come before us. Yeah, they've come before us, And the ancestors, it ain't no joke. And if you see in any indigenous peoples, they always speak about the ancestors. Because it ain't no, the ancestors, they're here, they're watching, they're like, what, you live in your highest purpose though. Live in your highest purpose. And and I, being from the diaspora, you know, my heart does pull to connect to my roots more because our roots were basically, the history was basically kind of taken. And for me, what I noticed is that the ancestral side of spirituality definitely touches you, right? And doesn't have to touch you. But what I did notice is it can give us power, can give us a lot of power. And in that power, I saw this meme one time. And this meme was interesting because it must have said like, walk down the street like all 3,000 of your ancestors are standing behind you. And when I heard this, I just felt like this. And let me come to this. You can see because he said behind, so all I felt was my back just feel like a little bit. There was just this power that just came behind me, and I just all of a sudden felt rooted. And I was just like, there's something to this power of accepting that these ancestors are here. They are here. And if we want to accept them, there's a support system already here, already in the behind, backbone. So, so whatever it is in your essence that you feel is with you when you walk down the street, whatever force it is that you feel is with you, to feel that this force is with you, yeah? And to know that any time, because this force is unmatchable, it's unmatchable. Nothing, no weapon formed against this force can prosper, okay? Nothing. So whether it's angels and your essence is that you resonate with angels or ancestors or God, but now, if we see them angels there, I wanna look to my right and look up and be like, they got some big shoulders. And look to my left and be like, they got some big shoulders. We're good. You know, walk and if you want to walk out with your army of ancestors, do that. But just acknowledge and appreciate that they're there, because this is a piece that will add to the courage that is in our hearts. This adds to the courage that is in our heart. And I can't stress that enough, because we are here. We are here in this experience right now. We are here physically in this. And if we can allow this to strengthen us or allow this to break us down, and just choose, which do you want? Do you want to be broken down, or do you want this to strengthen? So, you know, with that, what I noticed is that kind of gives me this shell and this rootedness when I know that I'm protected in some way. I'm not doing this alone. My spirit's not walking alone through the darkness and no, I'm with quote unquote the gang. And you know, walking with the Most High is it's a very powerful and liberating thing. So, in my experience, what that had for me is that in my back, I felt very, very, the essence is almost like this bulging, like my back felt meatier, okay? Meatier, more meat in there. And that's good because we kind of want like a turtle, we kind of want the shell happening. It doesn't have to physically look like a shell. We can still have our heart open, but this essence of something pushing us back and supporting us. Yeah? And then on the front, this is why the heart is so important, because this is why I say chest or heart, what do you have? Because if you got chest, these muscles here are going to be tight. They're going to be really tight. But this is for love. The front is for love. The back is for courage. The front is for love, for which courage is an extension of love. And power, but love as in more of a feminine love should be soft. This should be open. It should be soft. Should have no weight on it. This is hard here, because when I beat one on this, it's got a bass to it, and I'm here. It's a little bit. It's a little bit. So if you got chest or if you got heart, they should be soft, because it's love. It's giving. It's love. It's soft. It's gentle. So do you have your breastplate of righteousness on? This is what I want to know. Do you have your shield of courage? Do you have your helmet of trust and faith? Do you have your belt of truth? Are you wearing that? Because these are all spiritual tools. These are all spiritual tools. Because it's real. I'm happy I'm expressing this. I'm really happy. And if it's a long video, don't care. You know, care. You know, care. It's early in the morning, so I'm not really expressing my voice how to its fullest extent, and that's cool because I want to be mindful of the people around. I felt this energy today to chat to you about. So, you know, to recap, the spirit rides on the breath. The spirit is riding on the breath, okay? Secondly, courage is in the back. Courage is in the back. Walk with your people, whoever they are, whatever souls are with you, just know that they are with you on this journey. You're supported. You're not walking alone. Yeah, you're not walking alone. Whatever you believe in, know that there's a support that's always with you. Okay? And have you got chest or heart? Have you got chest or heart? It's like that. It's just like that. And these are 3 things, okay? We got 3. That's it. Boom. If there's anything more that you learn from this, love to you for receiving that. And I appreciate you so much for being here today, because it ain't a joke. It ain't a joke. The spiritual essence is not a joke. And we all have a spirit. It's there, whether we want to communicate or not. And I'm just expressing what I'm expressing today to give you some insight into how my spirit feels inside me. How my spirit feels inside me. Because we are a spirit with a body. We're not a body with a spirit. We are a spirit and then with a body. So, you know, spiritual being having a human experience and nothing else is ever true. Peace out. 14 days of the self. That was my truth today. R.I.P. Kobe Bryant.